first impressions of a tough loss?
Well, obviously, we're all disappointed. Obviously, there's a lot of tears and a lot of very emotional in that locker room because certainly, we felt we had prepared well. And guys, the entire season just fought hard, trusted each other, really did a great job getting us to this point right here. But, we shot ourselves in the foot a bunch tonight, and we saw the negative plays and the turnovers or whatnot. But, for these guys, I want to say they never stopped fighting. They always competed, so that's what they are. They're competitors. I told them I wish I would have done a better job for them. I'm always going to take that upon myself and our coaching staff. But certainly we, getting down 24-0 with, penalties and turnovers and that kind of stuff. And then the defense doing a great job getting us 2 scores right before the half certainly gave us an opportunity. And then we gave ourselves an opportunity again. But, it's a lot of stuff to overcome. And when you put yourself in that situation, you have to find a way to overcome it. We didn't.
10 penalties in this game for almost 100 yards. This team's been hamstrung all year by penalties. How do you turn that around?
Well, there's no doubt about it. It's something that you have to educate, you have to teach, you have to make sure that you keep highlighting that and creating situations that let you practice circumstances that may involve, something where a ball may bust outside and a receiver or a tight end's got to make sure that it's a perimeter block and get their hands off a guy. The offensive line's got to continue working stems and stunts to make sure that we don't flinch. We could go on and on about some of that stuff right there, but it certainly is a problem. There's been some spurts where we got better at it, but certainly not today, and it hurt us.
Self-inflicted wounds. Tony Brooks-James throwing the ball, but did you talk to him about that, and what was that conversation?
Oh, absolutely, and he knows that. He knows it's unacceptable. And look, we have a really good understanding amongst us as a team, as players and coaches, and so confronting and demanding is part of football. And if a coach has to tiptoe around that stuff, well, then he shouldn't be coaching. We're hard on each other about that. I was hard on him about it, and he understands that he feels terrible about it. But you've got to take the emotion out of football. You got to play with passion, because when you let emotion get into it, something like that happens. And, the result is not very positive. But certainly that's not the reason that the game went as it did, but certainly did not help it. We have a lot of work to do on penalties, but I want to keep saying with these guys, I trust them with my life. And, again, I wish we would have done a better job for them today.
Or even with that voice, do you think you guys could be kind of close to what you guys have done this year, rushing the ball? What did you see that hampered you guys in that today?
Well, we thought we could run the ball better than we did. We certainly did not. We didn't block them up and run it like we have throughout the course of the season, and it changed the dynamic of the game, particularly on short yardage in the first half. So, Royce is a difference maker, but these guys are also, and they've done a great job for us this year. So we certainly don't want to put the blame of the running game not being what it has been on one person. That's a collective effort by the offensive line, the tight ends, the perimeter blockers, and the running back. So, we got to do a much better job.
Earl, what did you see in terms of the run offense? What were they doing to slow you guys down and be able to run it?
They were just playing really hard and just bringing it every play.
Mario, do you account for the slow start?
It's just one thing we knew that we had to work on, all year. Rather it's coming out at halftime or, just starting out from the beginning. But, one thing we didn't do was just give up. So, I'm just still proud of my team because the way we fought, and, we know we shot ourselves in the foot. We got to give the hats out for Boise State. They're a great team, and, we just fell short.
Mario, Kirk Herbstreit and Mac Brown spent a large part of the broadcast kind of criticizing you for allowing Royce on the sideline, saying they just didn't like the fact that he wasn't playing, but he was still addressing the team. Do you have any thoughts on that sort of criticism?
Well, I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. That part is what it is. We, in discussing Royce's choice, we had made a decision that we were going to sit down and talk about it. When we did, it was something that we agreed we'd be supportive of, and the team did as well, and it's something that the team wanted. So I respect our players and their decision. It's a choice that we made, and, that's our choice to do it, and we respect it.
Mario, what did you see out of Cedric Wilson, number 1 for Boise State today? It was 225 yards or something. What did you see?
Explosive player. Yeah, he's a good football player, good athlete. Certainly, he does a lot of things, very dangerous, and made some big plays today in critical situations. Changed the game when we had opportunities to get off the field, so he's a really good football player.
The craziness of the previous that you can build on.
I'm sorry?
What did you see today that you can build on?
Well, I think the most important thing is what Tyree said. This team has no quit in it. I think a lot of teams, will fold their tents when they're down 24-0 or things don't go their way. And you look at the way they just kept fighting, scratching, and clawing to make this thing a competitive game. It's To me, that's the positive. All right, there's trust and belief in that locker room. The part that's negative is the way that we execute it. And again, you don't point at players for that. We got to take that upon ourselves as coaches. And it's a locker room where it's, oh no, it's my fault. It's my, everybody tries to take accountability for it, and that's positive. But certainly, when you're building a program or rebuilding, I would say, and you want championship performances, this thing just doesn't. You can't allow mistakes. You can't allow penalties to creep into the processes, because then you really get sidetracked by it, especially against good teams. So in all this stuff, there's a tremendous amount of teaching, and that's what we have to focus on, teaching, because ranting and raving and doing all that kind of stuff, that doesn't help anybody get better. We got to make sure that we buckle down, that we understand the opportunity that we had, learn from it, and be ready to push forward.
Was the craziness involved with the coaching changeover, Tyree, and you taking over, play any type of role, and maybe you guys looking uninspired or distracted today? This is for the players as well. Or did you guys not play uninspired and distracted? Because you certainly look like you were.
Yeah, well, that's, again, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think our guys were uninspired. We just didn't play well. It's something that maybe you would like to ask the players, and they'd be honest with you, I'm sure.
This last game, your senior game at home, how disappointing is that for you personally to leave the program like this?
I want to say like disappointing. It sucks, but you lose occasionally if you play enough football, and I'm just glad I could be in front of my home crowd, and glad I could be here with my team.
Tyree, what did you see from Wilson for them to go to get past some of the guys there for?
Just like Coach said, I mean, he's a explosive player. I mean, I've been trying to do as best as I can just to, let my teammates know where he was on the field. But I mean, he's one of those players that you can move him anywhere, and they're going to feed him the ball. So I mean, he did a good job at, attacking our weaknesses, and we just got to play better and play more tougher.
Tyree, earlier this week you said you'd like to get in the end zone. You now have the longest return for a touchdown in Oregon history. What was that play like?
Oh man, I was just studying my tail off all this whole weekend we've been here, and like I said, I did tell you that I would love to get in the end zone for my last collegiate game as a Duck, and my teammates did a good job just blocking for me. I got one last year, and I didn't make it to the end zone, so I was just glad that I made it to the end zone, and there was no better feeling that I could just help my team before going into half.
Coach Van Der Esch was really flying around the field defensively. How was he able to impact what you guys were doing offensively?
He's certainly a good football player, very rangy, long, really makes a lot of plays, has a good nose for the football, responsible for line calls. We had a tremendous amount of respect for him coming into this game, and he's exactly what we thought he was. He's an excellent football player, really instinctive, and made a lot of plays.
Tyree, it looked like you were shaking your head on the question about you guys maybe being distracted by the coaching change and everything, but did you think that was any factor for you guys?
I don't think so at all. If that was the case, I mean, we got a guy like this, leading our team, man. We just want to just, do whatever we can, lay our bodies on the line for him, and, we're not worried about, the decision that Coach Taggart decided to make. We're playing for this coach now, and that's all that matters.
Mario, as Justin struggled there with turnovers in the first half, did you guys have to, he's a pretty hard guy on himself, did you have to go over there and talk him maybe down a little bit?
I think you always have to talk to your quarterbacks to make sure that they are settled down, but he's a competitor, and he's a lot more composed, I think, than people think. He understood exactly what had to be done, where the adjustments had to be made, and he just kept punching, came back, did some really neat things, and we got to do a better job protecting him. We got to do a better job just make sure we complement, the things that we have done before with the things going forward. But, Justin, I think he's got some autocorrect to him as well. But as a coach, yes, you're always going to go over there and make sure he's okay.
You guys are in a big hole. What sort of set the stage for that surge late in the first half?
I mean, we just knew that, the defense, we knew we didn't start off right. And just going into the second half, we just knew that we just had to make a change. Whether it was just, getting stops, getting off the field, and just putting our offense in a better position just to, drive the ball. But like I said, our defense, we wasn't going to quit. We know that we have to, finish a game and start off, fast. But we did a good job at, getting stops when we needed to, and, getting our offense the ball when they needed it. So.
Before halftime, though, can you ever be thinking as a defense we need to put points on the board as a unit?
Definitely. Troy got, our first points for us, and, they had a sudden change, and Like I said, I've been studying all week, and you know, me and Ariana are the vets of the defense of the secondary, and you know, just by alignment and assignment, we were able to figure out what the route combination was, and I was just happy that I can just make a play for my team.
Mario, did you have to change how much kind of in-game you were able to talk with your linemen? Was that kind of change, and how do you think the line performed?
Well, we didn't perform well enough tonight. We know that, and we're disappointed, from that standpoint. So, but no, I mean, the entire week has gone as it usually does. You have your head coaching duties that you have as well, and Coach Cody Woodall did a real good job with those guys, preparing them as well, and we felt we really had our best weeks of preparation that we've had. So really can't make an excuse for anything. We just got to do a better job coaching those guys, and we got to do a better job executing.
Mario, with the timeout on the first play, was there any adjustment with the new play caller, or was that just getting guys in the right spots? Do you remember?
No, the first play what happened is our guys were out there and the clock was ticking, and their side was taking a long time to get on over. So I kept asking the official, hey, are you going to, do something about this? But he felt that we were out there a little bit later than usual when the clock had been wound, so I didn't want to start the game on a negative note. So.
That happened multiple times during the game. Why didn't you just snap the ball?
I'm sorry?
That where Boise came onto the field late. And you
Right,
guys
but
were
it's
set
just the
for
referee's
having-
sitting over the ball, and when he is, you can't snap the football.
Darryl, how do you view your role with the team at the university going forward now that was your last game?
Just kind of being there for the players. If they need any advice or just like anything at all, just being there for them pretty much and just a support for them.
Mario, you talked about wanting to use this game as a way to establish your identity. How do you feel like after the way things played out, the identity of this program is right now, and how much work do you guys still have to do?
Sure, we didn't do it today. We'd like to think that the things that we were building upon, especially our last two games, were the kind of things we were striving to be and show today. We didn't do that today. So obviously that's not what our identity is or is going to be. We've got to get back to work, once we come back off the break and reestablish ourselves, recognize the good things that were accomplished this year and the things that have to be, that have to be made better. And we will, and we'll focus on that and go forward.